I have learned a true lesson in humility. They say we did what we had to do. The real heroes did not come home. I learned that many lost their friends and family members during World War II. And one of our veterans said, "Thank you for giving me the chance to visit the World War II memorial, which represented my brother who was killed in Germany." I have learned that many would not have been able to afford it. I have learned that a 93-year-old veteran was not afraid to step out of the box and take his first flight at age 93. I have learned that PTSD can strike 64 years after serving. I have learned that for many, this day brings closure. For many, they describe it as one of the best days of their life. I have also learned that once a Marine, always a Marine. And I have learned from them that it is much more than just a trip. One said, "I was really down in the dumps, in the hospital when I got word the trip was on. It helped me go straight home instead of a stay at a rehab facility, jail." My daughter says that she has not seen me this happy in years. One family did not tell a veteran that his sister died the night before the trip. They wanted him to go on the trip because he was looking forward to it so much. And I have learned that age, circumstances, in one circumstance I have learned that at that age, circumstances can change in an instant. One daughter whose father passed away after being notified said, "I want to thank you for the care and compassion that you showed when I lost my dad 3 weeks ago. When he found out that he was selected to go on the September 19th trip and that I was to be his guardian, he was so excited. This is all he talked about for the 1 week prior to passing." But I think the most important lesson that I learned is that they expect nothing for what they have done. They are surprised that people still remember, and that they truly appreciate our small token of appreciation for them. So if you're a World War II veteran, I want to say thank you for leading the way and giving us the freedom that we have today. Thank you so much.
As the program is moving along, it is now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker this evening, Mr. Frank Burke, an Air Force veteran of the Vietnam era. He enlisted in February of 1966, served with the 3646 Field Maintenance Squadron at Laughlin Air Force Base in Texas, and then went on to the 7406 Support Squadron in Rheinland? Thank you, Air Base in Frankfurt, Germany. Mr. Burke is retired from the New England Telephone Company, now known as Verizon. He began his career as an installer repairman and finished up as a staff manager and local area network administrator. He is well known in our veterans community, having served many years as the officer of the George R. Beam Post number 79. He is also president of the Friends of the Vietnam Memorial, a founding member of the Friends of the Weymouth Veterans Memorial Wall, a member of the Friends of the Korean War Memorial, and chairman of the Weymouth Permanent Memorial Committee, and also chairman of our Veterans Council. Mr. Burke is married to his wife Carol, who moved to Weymouth in 1979. They have 3 grown children, 5 grandsons, and he is looking forward to retiring shortly after the first of the year, where he can spend more time with his grandkids. Please join me in welcoming Frank Burke, the Director of Veteran Services for Town.
All of the passengers that were getting off saw us with little flags, and almost every one of them had a comment. Oh, they had a great day. Oh, they had a marvelous time. Oh, they loved it. So obviously their joy at making that trip was infectious, and it impacted everyone on board that flight. And I said to Joe tonight and to George that I want that whole day. I don't want just those few moments we had to greet them. So hopefully I'm going to be on the next flight that goes from Logan as a guardian. And I thank Rotary for introducing me to Joe and introducing me to that program. I'd also like to say welcome to Weymouth Rotary and Rotary International for joining with the other veteran service organizations to care for and make sure the needs of our veterans are met. The last 4.5 years I've had the privilege of working with veterans in Weymouth, in all sorts of capacities. It's a job that I love. It's the most rewarding thing I've done professionally. And I say that from the bottom of my heart. My wife couldn't understand why my hours are 8:30 to 4:30, but I was out of the house before 7 in the morning and come home sometimes at 6 or 7 at night and be happy. And I told her that in a position like this, and Bill could, I'm sure, attest to it, you never know from the moment you go to work what impact you can have on a person's life. I've been amazed at ways that I've been able to assist, and sometimes in just small ways. Sometimes it's answering a phone call from someone whose name you knew because their brother's name was on the Vietnam Memorial, and we were able to orchestrate the naming of a corner for his brother. And Joe has become my good friend and eternal friend, I think, from that experience. Those types of things. When a woman walks in looking for a flag holder for her husband's grave, and he's only passed away a couple of months before, and you sit her down and you talk to her and you find out what her circumstances are, and you say, you know, maybe we could help you with this. And how would it be if we gave you a little something to offset your out-of-pocket medical? And she looked at you funny. And then I had one woman, one experience, I'll never forget it. She came in looking for a flag holder, that's all she wanted. And after Michelle and I talked to her, she left on Chapter 115 with about $650 extra a month coming in to help her make it. Those are the days that make my life. I've had this privilege. I'm welcoming Rotary on. You're going to see there are some stumbling blocks along the way. Warriors don't ask for much. Warriors are taught to adapt and overcome. They're taught to and trained to be independent, but also be part of a team. And we teach them to be tough. Yet, when the time comes, and it comes to all of us, that our human frailties catch up with us, or maybe our experiences that have been weighing on us for years finally reach a point where it impacts us drastically, they don't know how to reach out for help. They don't want to be a burden. So it's hard to assist someone that's not A, asking you for help, or B, willing to accept it when you offer it. We do, as a member of the American Legion, the recipient of Matt's hard work, we do our best. We're hampered by privacy laws. We're hampered by confidentiality clauses. When I get a list of veterans that have come home, and the state sends a welcome home package to them, I get that list. And that list says right on it, you can only use this information to contact the veteran to explain to him what services are available to him. Bob's come in and asked, hey, Frank, do you know any veterans that, that we could honor tonight? I can't give out information. People call and say, do you know anybody serving over in Iraq, or somebody has come back, their family might need a little bit of help? I can't give you that information. Every name that comes across my desk, unless I get their permission, I can't tell you who they are. That's the kind of stumbling block we're up against. But I do welcome you, and I thank you for your care and interest in helping veterans. This is probably one of the more friendly, veteran-friendly rooms I've been to. Bob and I have been talking a couple of times about where we can go with this infancy and this. He's asked me what areas where the veterans need the help, and there are many little areas, from transportation to doctor's appointments. We're finding out that the ride only takes a veteran to the end of the MBTA, and they don't go as far as the Brockton Hospital, the VA hospital, which is part of the Brockton area transit area. If a veteran doesn't have his own transportation and needs to get to Brockton, he has to take the T into Jamaica Plain, to the Jamaica Plain Veterans Administration Hospital, and take a shuttle down to Brockton, and then wait for that shuttle to come back. And that could be an all-day trip. And if you've got an 85 or 90-year-old veteran that is going to get to the VA in Brockton, it's tough to do. So we may explore areas like that. One way Rotary can help, the Rotary members as individuals. Most of you own businesses, and most of you employ people. Looking at the statistics, nationwide, veterans make up 9.1% of the unemployed. Their unemployment rate runs about 9.1%. In the 18 to 24-year-old group, they're over 20% unemployed. Kids coming back today from Iraq and Afghanistan. They don't have jobs. There's a perception out there that they're not well trained. They don't have the skill set I'm looking for. They've never really established themselves. Most of them come right out of high school, went right in the service, and then they've done 1 or 2 tours. Think about hiring a veteran. Think about what they have been trained for. They've been trained for teamwork. They follow instructions. They're not afraid to work long hours. Most of them are in the best shape of any employee you're ever going to find. They do have issues. Most of them are dealing with those issues with the help of veteran service organizations. In this state is unique in that it requires every city and town to have a veteran service officer available. They may be part-time, but there's one in every city and town. A lot of places in the country you have to go to the county seat to get any help, or to your local DAV or VFW or American Legion. Massachusetts has somebody right there in town. The governor's announced new efforts to help hire the vets. That's underway. Hoping there's teeth in that. They're going to be increasing the reimbursement to cities and towns to help prevent homelessness. A lot of areas out there that veterans need help in, but one is a job. Nothing does better for their self-esteem and their future than a job. So that's something you ought to look at. And if you can, if you get the opportunity to hire a vet, please do so. Let's see. We're looking at all sorts of stuff. I was talking to Bob today. I'm thinking that I am retiring in January officially from the position. I'm not leaving the veterans community at all, as Bill hasn't and others before me. I'm looking to do a little more outreach on my own, other than regular office hours, and Bob and I might explore a little bit of a way the Rotary could help me do that. I do want to say to all of the veterans that are here tonight that are going to be recognized shortly, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for building this country to what it is today, and welcome home. And to those of you, I said it the other day, veterans from the greatest generation to the latest generation, thank you all for making this country what it is and for our freedoms. Thank you very much for the invitation to be with you again.